As I sat down on the couch, Derek patted the cushion next to him. "Come and sit next to me." I hesitated for a moment, but I knew I had no choice but to obey him. As soon as I sat down, Derek started verbally harassing me, which left me too stunned to speak because I had no idea what I did to deserve such treatment. "So, the Alpha King's slut is my son's mate. What exactly did I do to the goddess to deserve such a curse? I honestly thought that my daughter-in-law would be an Alpha's daughter, or a Lycan princess, or a Beta's biological child, not some wretched Omega." Derek's words cut deep, and I could feel tears streaming down my face. "Why are you saying these things to me?" I managed to choke out between sobs. "Because you deserve it," Derek sneered. "You're nothing but a slut who's willing to sleep with anyone." His words only made me cry harder, and I felt like I was suffocating under the weight of his verbal abuse. "Please stop," I begged him. "Why should I stop?" Derek spat back. "You're a worthless piece of trash, and I'm just telling you like it is." I couldn't believe the words coming out of his mouth. How could he be so cruel to someone he barely knew? "You don't know anything about me," I said, my voice shaking with emotion. "You don't know what I've been through or what I've had to do to survive." Derek just laughed as if my pain was a joke to him. "Survive? Don't make me laugh. You're nothing but a whore who enjoys selling her body for mere cash, a shameless one at that. Nathan truly deserves better. Knowing my boy, he would never settle for a girl like you unless you cast some sort of spell on him. I won't even be surprised after all. Omegas are capable of such. Miserable she-wolves that don't want to be left alone. It was your desperation that made you seduce the Alpha King, right?" I could feel tears starting to form in my eyes. But I didn't want to give him the satisfaction of seeing me cry. "I honestly need to know something important. Does Nathan know about your past? The actual reason why you ended up at the academy, not that surface bullshit story that you have been telling everyone? You might be able to fool them, but definitely not me." I frowned in confusion, wondering why it even mattered. Derek sneered at me and answered, "Nathan should be aware that his mate is willing to get laid with anyone." The way he said it made me feel dirty and used, even though I had done nothing wrong. "I don't understand why you're bringing this up now," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. "It's not like it changes anything." Derek leaned in closer to me, his eyes boring into mine. "It changes everything," he said. "My son deserves to know who he's getting involved with." I felt a lump form in my throat as I thought hard. "Nathan doesn't care about my past," I said, trying to convince myself as much as Derek. Derek laughed, a cold, bitter sound. "Oh, he'll care," he said. "Just wait until he finds out the truth." I could feel my heart racing as I thought about what he meant. What truth? What was he planning to do? I wanted to run, to escape from this place and never look back. But I knew that wasn't an option. I was trapped, a prisoner in this man's twisted game. As I sat there, feeling hopeless and alone, I couldn't help but wonder if he would still love me if he knew everything about my past. I shook my head, trying to clear my thoughts. I couldn't let myself spiral into despair. I had to find a way out of this situation, to prove to Derek that I was more than just a pawn in his sick game. But how? The answer eluded me, and I felt a sense of desperation settle in my chest. At that point, all I could do was sit there and wait, hoping that Nathan would come to my rescue before it was too late. At that moment, the bathroom door opened, and Nathan walked out. Relief washed over me at the sight of him, and I wanted nothing more than to run into his arms and forget about everything that had just happened. But as soon as he saw me, he could tell that something was wrong. His eyes narrowed in on Derek, who was still sitting on the couch. "What's going on here?" Nathan asked, his voice firm and commanding. Derek just shrugged. "Just having a little chat with our future daughter-in-law." I could see the anger rising in Nathan's eyes, and I knew that he wouldn't let Derek get away with his verbal abuse. "What did you say to her?" Nathan demanded. Derek just laughed. "Oh, nothing that she didn't deserve to hear." Alexia angrily stepped forward. "Say it again," she said, her voice shaking with rage. "Say it to my face." Derek raised an eyebrow, amused by her sudden outburst. "You're nothing but a whore," he repeated, his words dripping with contempt. Alexia's eyes blazed with fury, and before Nathan could say anything, she stepped forward and slapped Derek across the face. "How dare you talk to me like that?" she said, her voice shaking with emotion. "I may be an Omega, but I am not a whore. I I am not some object that you can just throw around and insult whenever you feel like it. Derek looked stunned for a moment, but then his expression turned livid with anger. You little brat, he snarled. I'll teach you some manners. Before Nathan could intervene, Derek lunged forward and grabbed Alexia by the arm, pulling her towards him. You need to learn your place, he said, his voice low and menacing. Alexia struggled against him, trying to break free, but he was too strong. Nathan, you had better teach your mate some manners because I won't tolerate an Omega speaking to me anyhow as the alpha of this pack. Call her to order or else I will punish her in my own way, and I doubt if either of you would like that, he warned Nathan before leaving. Nathan's eyes widened in shock at Derek's behavior, and he quickly turned to me, demanding an explanation. I hesitated, not wanting to cause any more trouble, but Nathan's persistent questioning eventually wore me down. I don't want to talk about it, I said, my voice shaking with emotion, but Nathan wasn't having it. He continued to push, insisting that I tell him what had happened. I could feel my anger rising with each passing moment, and before I knew it, I was yelling at him. I don't even want to be here, Nathan, I spat out. I'm not here by choice, and I'm sick and tired of your family disrespecting me, disrespecting you. From what I just witnessed, you were the one being disrespectful as usual. You have done this countless times at the academy, so if I wasn't here, I would have believed my father, he yelled at me. Wow, am I surprised? Definitely not. Like father, like son. Here you are taking his side even when he called me a whore and a slut, I retorted. Aren't you? Considering the number of times that you have been with Harold and Tristan, then me? What do you call a girl or woman that is shared by many? A whore, he countered. Don't you dare. Don't you ever call me such again because I'm not one, I screamed at him as flames of anger shot through me. My heart was pounding in my chest as I stood there, seething with anger at Nathan's words. How dare he take his father's side and accuse me of being a whore? I couldn't believe that he would say such hurtful things to me, especially after what had just happened with Derek. Took a step back from Nathan as he approached me, his hand outstretched. Where are you going? He asked me, his voice tense. I need some air, I replied, my voice shaking with emotion. I can't believe you would take his side over mine. Don't you think you are overreacting? You just got here and you have no idea about the pack's environ, he stated. I scoffed immediately. Here we go with your overprotectiveness. Are you worried that your lame, contemptible father is going to lay his vile claim on me if I'm all alone? His eyes instantly changed from honey to gold, and it was clear that I had crossed the line in the worst way possible. He immediately lifted his right hand in the air in an attempt to hit me. Alexia! Nathan's hesitation to hit me was not lost on me. His tears added an element of uncertainty to his statement that his father would never touch his mate. I began to wonder if perhaps Nathan wasn't brave enough to admit the shameless acts of his father. You know, Nathan, I said softly, I didn't choose to be here. Why are you finding it so hard to accept the evil doings of your father? It hasn't been up to 24 hours that I have stayed here and so much has happened. Maybe you are just too weak to face him. It makes sense why you always try to display all your strength on me because I'm an Omega. You are not who you really think you are, I added. He sighed and stepped backwards as his balled fist loosened. My father will never touch you. It seemed like he was trying to convince himself, which was actually a shame. I hope this disrespect doesn't continue for long. I won't hesitate to call Tristan to get me out of here. It's clear that your father doesn't want me as your mate but just sees me as a flower plucked solely for his fleeting, selfish pleasure. Is that why you always get possessive around others? I asked him, but he failed to respond as he avoided my gaze. All of a sudden, the cat got the wolf's tongue. Quite ironic and unbelievable, don't you think? I really need some air and you had better not follow me, I warned him before leaving. This time around, he actually listened, and I immediately released the breath that I have been holding for a while. I already felt suffocated in this pack and I prayed that such an incident would not repeat itself again. Well, it seems like Nathan has lost another point by having a messed up family. Your rank as an Omega won't let them respect you. So, unless Nathan is strong enough to stand up to his father, then we left with Tristan because Harold has already removed himself from the picture. Blair just had to make things worse for me. I must say that I'm quite surprised that this is coming from you. I thought Nathan was your best candidate, I retorted. I thought he was, but not anymore. Tristan seems like a good guy to me. Her statement only made scoff because we both knew that none of the alphas were good at all. Indeed, you seem to have forgotten that Tristan is a full-time player. She didn't let me finish my statement before she decided to complete it for me. Who can easily decide to resign for the sake of his mate? You haven't given him a chance at all. At least you have tested the waters with Harold and look where that landed you. Nathan is too suffocating and Tristan is perfect? Is that the word you are looking for? I hope it's not, I replied. You were obsessed with him a few hours ago. Well, it won't matter because you will be going to his pack soon to get to know him better. She reminded me. I heaved a sigh over the information that she just rendered. I know, and I hope it won't turn out to be a disaster like this. Imagine Nathan's dad seeing me as one of the flowers he plucks and discards without a second thought. That's disgusting, and I can't even imagine. He felt disgusted too. Yeah, I know. I mean, if we wanted to cope with such rubbish, then we could have easily gone back to Zachary. That's less pedophilic. Don't even remind me of that, I warned her as I remembered the fact that there was a time Harold chose Cassie over me. Everything was just so sickening. It was like I was jumping from one mess to another. I wanted it to end already. I was so close to being accepted by Harold. I honestly don't want to believe that he's bipolar. His moods are so unpredictable. What if he finally accepts me as his mate and then, a few months into it, he decides that he no longer wants me? All of it is just too scary, I vented out to Blair. That's the major reason why we can't see him as a serious mate to be with. I know that it's going to be so hard to get over him, but you will have to try. She urged me, but to be honest, I liked Harold too much to give up so easily. No, Alexia, don't do this to yourself. You can't stand unrequited love. It's the worst thing to happen to anybody in this mad game of hearts. She advised me, but my ears were already blocked. You aren't listening, are you? She asked me like she knew me too well. My heart is divided, Blair. I love the way Nathan acts with my body, like he's willing to protect me till his last day. I love how Tristan's words make my heart flutter, and for Harold. I instantly paused as my tears welled up in my ears and my chest tightened in pain. The way he stares at me, the mystery in his eyes gets me all the time. I want him. Don't need him, she restated, but I chose to prove her wrong. That's where you are wrong because I do. It's typical of the heart to want what it can't have. Snap out of it before you cause your heart to bleed. It won't do you any good, trust me, she went on with her advice. You act like you know a lot. How do you even know all of this? Have you ever been in love before? Isn't this our first time? Don't get me started, I replied to her. She immediately gave up as she realized that she was wasting her energy to speak. I'm not going to stress myself any further with this. Do what you like with your heart, but if you get hurt in the process, just remember that I told you so. I didn't want her to leave just yet, so I chose to apologize before she would break the link between us. Blair, please wait. I'm sorry for countering your statement. I'm not trying to be smart or anything. I really need someone to talk to, and if you leave, it's only going to put me in a more state of dilemma. I understand, and it's okay. I'm always here for you. I just want you to remember that. She assured me. Thank you. That was all I could say before jumping right back into the main discussion. I have a question, though. Go on and ask, she responded. Have we done anything wrong? Of course not. It's people that always try to control us. I also feel like Nathan is being manipulated and gaslighted by his father, she answered me. Yeah, I think so too. Just then, his scent wafted up my nostrils and Blair alerted me after she sensed his presence. I told him not to follow me. Well, he listened. To him, you told him not to follow you immediately, she stated. Doesn't even matter. I just need him to man up. He's an alpha successor, for crying out loud. He's right behind you. Why don't you tell him yourself? She disconnected the link immediately. I rolled my eyes and spoke up without turning to face him. You never listen, do you? I told you that I wanted to be alone. Is that too much to ask from you, Nathan? He didn't say anything at all, and if I didn't know better, I would have assumed that he had left. I finally decided to spare him a glance. After all, I was being too hard on him because none of this was his fault. Nathan and I looked at each other, both of us realizing that we had said things that we didn't mean. I'm sorry, he said, breaking the silence. I shouldn't have reacted that way. It's okay, I replied. I know it's a touchy subject for you. Nathan let out a deep sigh. I just wish things could be different, he said. I want to be a strong alpha, but it's hard when I have to deal with things like Derek taking advantage of the she-wolves in our pack." I nodded in agreement. "If he keeps doing that, more pack members will want to leave. You need to make some changes, Nathan." "I know," he said. "I've tried before, but it's like he has some kind of hold over the pack." We continued to talk for a while, discussing different ideas for how Nathan could assert his authority and make the necessary changes. Our conversation was interrupted by a sudden memory that crossed Nathan's mind. "On the day of my coronation," he began, his voice low and strained, "Derek paid my girlfriend to drug me. I was wasted, and I didn't perform perfectly, so I got punished. And then he tangled with her in my bed, his betrayal seeping into every thread of the sheets I'd chosen." I gasped, feeling pain for my mate. "I'm so sorry, Nathan," I said, reaching out to touch his hand. Nathan turned to look at me, his eyes filled with a mix of pain and gratitude. "It's okay," he said softly. "It was a long time ago, but it's one of the reasons why I didn't even resist when I got punished and sent away to the academy." I couldn't bear to see Nathan in so much pain. Without giving it much thought, I stretched up and planted a soft, gentle kiss on his lips. It felt like a spark had ignited between us, and I could sense Nathan's surprise at my sudden gesture. I felt my heart racing as Nathan leaned in to kiss me back. My mind was clouded with conflicting emotions, the desire for his touch and the guilt for thinking of Harold. I pulled away abruptly, leaving Nathan looking bewildered. "I'm sorry," I muttered, unable to meet his gaze. "I can't do this." Nathan's expression softened, and he reached out to touch my arm. "Alexia, what's wrong?" I shook my head, struggling to find the words. "It's not you, Nathan. It's just complicated." He looked at me with concern, and I knew I had to explain. "I have other mates, and I don't want to hurt them." Nathan's face fell and he stepped back. "I understand," he said, his voice barely above a whisper. I felt a pang of guilt for hurting him, but I knew it was for the best. I needed to sort out my feelings before I could commit to anyone. The atmosphere between Nathan and me was a bit awkward after our kiss, but Nathan quickly broke the silence by asking me a serious question. "Who could take care of the pack if I stood against my father and left for the academy?" he asked. I took a deep breath, still feeling a bit flustered from our kiss. "I know it's a tough decision, Nathan," I said, "but you have to do what's best for the pack. Your father's actions are hurting the pack, and if you don't stand up to him, more members will leave." Nathan nodded slowly, his expression thoughtful. "I know you're right, Alexia," he said, "but I can't help but worry about what will happen if I leave. Who will take care of the pack in my absence?" I could hear the worry in his voice, and it broke my heart. "We'll figure something out," I said, placing a comforting hand on his arm. "Maybe we can find someone to help us in the meantime, or train one of the younger members to take over." Nathan looked at me with gratitude in his eyes. "You are probably right." We sat in silence for a few moments, each lost in our own thoughts, and Nathan spoke up again. "Do you think it's possible to train the royal beta to take care of the pack if I leave for the academy?" he asked. I thought about it for a moment. "I think it's worth a shot. The beta seems like a decent man, and with the right training, he could become a capable leader," I said. Nathan smiled, relieved. "Thank you, Alexia. You always know what to say to make me feel better," he said, his eyes shining with gratitude. I smiled back, feeling grateful for the connection we shared. Even if I wasn't sure about my feelings for Nathan, I knew that we had a bond which might be hard to break. Something immediately crossed my mind and I was forced to ask Nathan, "Yeah? Can I ask you a question?" "Sure. Who were those girls standing beside your father when we got here?" I inquired from him, hoping that it wasn't a sensitive topic to him as well. "Oh, the one by the right was the rogue that I brought to this pack. Her name is Mira, and as for the other..." He paused, and I noticed the grip on the chair handle tightened. "Ariel. She's my ex-girlfriend, the one that my father used against me. She helped him drug me," he revealed. I couldn't believe what I had just heard. How could someone be so cruel, manipulative, gross, and creepy? My heart ached for Nathan, knowing that he had grown up with such a toxic influence in his life. No wonder he was possessive and protective of those he cared about. He must have been afraid of losing them, just like his father had taken everything away from him. I looked at Nathan with a mix of sadness and admiration. I had misjudged him a lot, but now, I understood a little from his own perspective. At dinner, Ariel felt that it was okay to drop an insensitive comment that made the atmosphere really tense. "Alexia, I think you should try out this dish that can enlarge your boobs," she stated, and I nearly choked. Her statement made me embarrassed and more insecure. As if that was not enough, the jerk of an alpha called Derek decided to chime in. "Come on, Ariel, there won't be any need for that. Take a good look at Alexia, her boobs are already big enough. I must say that Nathan is too selfish to have all of that," he concluded, as he licked his lips in a way that made me cringe. "Ew," Blair asserted. The way he said it made my blood boil. I could feel the anger building up inside me. I could also feel Nathan's anger radiating from him, and I knew that it was only a matter of time before he lashed out. "Hey, what's your name again?" "I won't tolerate you speaking about my mate like that," Nathan growled, his eyes flashing dangerously at Ariel. Ariel just laughed, clearly enjoying getting a rise out of Nathan. "Oh, now you have forgotten my name already? Come on, Nathan, I'm just trying to help Alexia out. You know what they say, the bigger the better." Couldn't help but roll my eyes at Ariel's crude joke. But Nathan wasn't amused. "Nobody asked for your help. Why don't you try the dish yourself? I mean, the alpha must have sucked yours dry," he retorted, and she frowned immediately. "Watch it. I don't tolerate jokes about my body. Don't forget that you enjoyed all of this at some point," she warned him with a disrespectful tone. "Good. And it's best that you don't do the same thing with my mate, because you won't like my next line of actions," he stated in a strict tone. "Is that a threat? Don't disrespect her ever again." "I'm not threatening. You should know better than it's a warning. Don't think that you have the alpha's protection to misbehave. You aren't the Luna of this pack, so bring those high shoulders of yours down," he responded. Derek, who had been quiet up until now, spoke up. "Relax, son. Ariel was just trying to be helpful. Besides, she's got a point. Alexia could use a little enhancement." I felt a surge of anger rising in me at Derek's comment. How could he speak about me like that, as if I was some object to be improved upon? I couldn't help but speak up in defense of myself and Nathan. "I don't need any enhancement, thank you very much," I said firmly, "and I don't appreciate being objectified like that." Derek just chuckled. "Relax, Alexia. I'm just joking. You know I think you're a beautiful girl." I gritted my teeth, not believing the audacity of this man. Nathan must have sensed my anger because he put a reassuring hand on my knee. "That's enough, Dad. Let's just enjoy our dinner in peace," he said, trying to diffuse the tension. But Ariel wasn't done yet. "It seems like Nathan's smart mouth is only effective towards me and not his father. You want peace when it comes to him but drama with me. Not alpha material at all. Seems like that academy which you were dumped in only made you weaker. Just a pathetic wolf that an omega has wrapped around her tiny little finger. Must be a clown to think that you will ever succeed in ruling this pack. Besides, why make a big deal out of this? It was just a suggestion, and I'm sure Alexia would love a little enhancement, to keep things interesting," she added with a disgusting smirk on her despicable face. Her statement seemed so personal and bitter that I was forced to defend him. That was the last straw for me. I stood up from my seat, my hands shaking with anger. "Enough is enough, Ariel," I said, my voice shaking with fury. "You've been nothing but rude and disrespectful this entire dinner. I don't know what your problem is, but you sound like a bitter, jealous ex-girlfriend. Do you still have feelings for him, or you regret your disgusting actions with his father? You know what? I don't even care, but don't talk to him in such a tone ever again. His father won't be the alpha forever, so you had better learn some manners of respect or start looking for a new pack when you get kicked out in the future." "I would definitely pack your bags myself," I blurted out. My words made the entire table quiet. Not even a single word was uttered or an annoying cough. Eric, on the other hand, seemed to enjoy the whole thing. He sat there with a smug look on his face, as if he had accomplished something. I could tell that he was enjoying the tension at the table. Nathan tried to calm me down, but I was too upset. "Let's just eat, please. All this drama is going to make you lose your appetite," he told me. I stared at him and sighed before sitting back down to eat, but the food had no taste in my mouth at all due to annoyance that hadn't been resolved yet. Nathan and I walked back to our room in silence after dinner. I couldn't help but replay the events of the night in my head. The way Derek had spoken to me was disrespectful, and I couldn't believe Ariel had suggested that dish. As soon as we entered the room, Nathan apologized for his outburst. I'm sorry for losing my cool back there. I just couldn't stand the way they talked about you. I smiled at him. It's okay, Nathan. I know you only did it to defend me. He stepped closer to me, and I felt my heart race. I don't want anyone disrespecting you like that. You deserve better. As Nathan looked into my eyes, I saw the desire burning within him, like a flame banked too long, now flaring bright and unyielding. I could feel his breath on my lips, warm and sweet, a quiet promise of what was to come. His hands snaked around my waist, pulling me in closer until there was barely an inch between our bodies. I placed my hands on his chest, feeling the steady thrum of his heartbeat under my palms, a rhythm that matched the wild gallop of my own. Suddenly, Nathan's lips crashed onto mine, and I felt a jolt of electricity shoot through my body, like lightning splitting the night, hot and alive, searing every nerve ending. My wolf Blair howled in approval. Don't you dare stop. Kiss him back right now. Our lips locked in a passionate kiss, a silent dance of give and take where every breath tangled with the others, no need for words to claim what we both wanted. I let out a soft moan as he pulled me even closer. Our bodies pressed so tightly together I could feel the rise and fall of his chest against mine, a rhythm that became my own. As we kissed, my skin hummed like a live wire, every fiber thrumming with a hunger that I knew mirrored his. His palms mapped the curves of me like a sailor finding his way home, fingers brushing over my back as if memorizing every inch, pulling me so close there was no space left between our hearts and our bones. I let out a soft gasp as his lips lingered on mine, a warm, gentle press that felt like a quiet plea, and I knew that I wanted more of this heat, more of this connection, more of him. As the kiss deepened, I lost myself in the moment, wrapped up in the warmth of his body and the fire of his gaze. It was as if nothing else in the world mattered, and all that existed was the two of us, adrift in a sea of shared longing. The air between us grew thick with heat, heavy and sweet, and I knew that I never wanted this moment to end.
As the ringtone echoed in the room, I sighed in frustration as Nathan pulled away from our heated kiss to answer the phone. I watched as he reached for his phone, wondering who could be calling at this hour. I couldn't help but notice the slight frown on his face. I wondered who could possibly be calling at this time, and I soon found out that it was Tristan. Hey Tristan, Nathan said as he answered the call. Yeah, we just arrived, and yeah, we're staying in separate rooms. I could hear the hint of annoyance in Nathan's voice as he spoke, and I couldn't blame him. It was clear that Tristan was being overprotective, but I couldn't deny that it was also kind of sweet. I still didn't feel the same connection with Tristan as I did with Nathan. I still cared for him deeply. However, his timing couldn't have been worse. I could only imagine what he might be thinking at this moment, and my heart sank a little at the thought of hurting him. Just then, a knock came to the door and I watched as Nathan opened the door to reveal a young woman holding 2 cups of milk. As he talked to Tristan on the phone, he accepted the cups with a grateful smile. Thank you so much, he said to the woman, who smiled in return before turning and walking away. Blair immediately asked me, as if she had been eyeing the cups of milk for the longest now, do you want to try it? I shook my head. I'm not really a fan of milk, I admitted. Nathan, on the other hand, had no such qualms. He took a sip from one of the cups, his eyes closing in pleasure as he savored the flavor. This is really good, he said before taking another sip. As he spoke, I watched the way his lips curved around the rim of the cup, the way his throat moved as he swallowed. It was such a simple thing, but it was also incredibly intimate. Tristan's voice on the phone interrupted my thoughts. Hey, I'm sorry for interrupting, he said. I just wanted to make sure you guys were settled in okay. Nathan smiled. Yeah, we're good, he said. Thanks for checking in. I could hear the faint tinge of guilt in Nathan's voice, and I knew that he was still feeling guilty about our earlier kiss. After Nathan hung up the phone, I couldn't help but wonder why he had told Tristan that we were staying in separate rooms. It didn't make sense to me, and I wanted to know why he had said that. I decided to ask him about it. Why did you tell him we're staying in separate rooms? I asked. My eyebrows furrowed. Nathan looked at me, surprised. What? No, that's not why I said that. Then why did you say it? I persisted. Nathan sighed, running a hand through his hair. Look, Tristan can be a little overprotective. I didn't want him to worry about us sharing a room. I nodded, understanding his reasoning. Okay, I get it, but you don't think it's a little weird, Nathan chuckled, taking another sip of his milk. Yeah, I guess it is. But you know how Tristan can be. Yeah, I do. Good. Also, don't tell anybody that we made out or live in the same room together. You really need to seal those lips of yours, it's very important. I'm not up for any drama. Before he could finish his sentence, Nathan suddenly collapsed onto the bed. I was shocked, not knowing what was happening. Nathan, it's so unlike him to be tired so soon. I rushed over to him, trying to wake him up, but he wouldn't budge. Wake up, Nathan. Still no response. My mind drifted to giving him a resounding slap that might pull him out of it, but just as I was about to, another knock came to the door. I clenched my jaw and gritted my teeth, hoping that whoever was standing outside would not be the son of the devil. As soon as Derek walked in with his usual snarky comments, I could feel my blood boil with anger. He had always been known to make inappropriate comments, but this was crossing the line. I shot him a death glare, but he just chuckled in response. Looks like Nathan got his priorities all mixed up, Derek said with a smirk. Sleeping instead of taking care of his mate. Could feel my face turn red with embarrassment and anger. Who was he to talk about my relationship with Nathan? And why did he have to bring up something as personal as our intimacy? Blair growled softly, sensing my distress. I took a deep breath and tried to calm myself down. Let's not give him the satisfaction of getting a reaction out of us, I said to Blair in a low voice. I agree, Blair replied, but we need to figure out what's going on with Nathan. He shouldn't be sleeping this heavily. That's when it hit me. The milk. Derek had brought in the milk, and Nathan had drunk it without even thinking twice. I think Derek might have put something in the milk, I whispered to Blair. I wouldn't put it past him, Blair growled. We need to find out what he did and how to reverse it. Before we could come up with a plan, Derek's phone rang. He answered it and started speaking in hushed tones. That's when he called Ariel to enter the room. I felt a sense of dread wash over me. What were they planning? And how could I protect myself and Nathan from their schemes? As Ariel walked in, dressed in nothing but laced underwear, my heart started racing with unease. Derek's comments about Nathan and his intentions towards me were already making me feel uncomfortable, and Ariel's presence only made things worse. I couldn't help but notice how stunning she looked in that lingerie. Her curves were emphasized by the delicate fabric, and her long hair cascaded down her back like a waterfall. Despite the situation we were in, I couldn't deny how attractive she was. But before I could even process my thoughts, Derek laid out his twisted plan. My heart sank as he spoke, and I could feel the color drain from my face. I have the perfect plan. You can have Nathan, claim him fully, and bear his child then. As for this little brat over here, I'm going to have the best time of my life with her. Those soft, full curves of yours will have my lips pressing hard against them before I take what's mine. I'm sure Nathan's left you craving more than he can give. But don't worry, you'll meet your end wrapped in pleasure. The sheer horror of the plan made me feel sick to my stomach. I couldn't let this happen. I knew I had to wake Nathan up and get out of there, but as I tried to shake him awake, Derek just watched with an evil smile on his face. Don't even bother waking him up. He's far asleep in the dreamland. I trust Ariel to do a good job with him. At least, we are nice enough to give you both the time of your lives, right? Now come here. You are going to strip or else I will do it myself. I need to see the body that my son has been protecting for long. My burning desire aches to taste the sweet, hidden spring he's kept all to himself. One I knows as lush as can be, he spat out with his eyes filled with lust. I could feel the fear taking hold of me, making my limbs tremble with apprehension. I looked around, searching for a way out, but there was none. I felt my world crumbling as he stepped forward towards me.
As I laid there on the ground, I could feel the weight of Derek's body pressing down on me. His hot breath was heavy on my face, and I could smell the stench of his liquor-laced breath. "Come on, baby," he growled. "Just give in to me. You know you want it." I screamed and thrashed, trying to get out from under him, but he only held me tighter. "Stop fighting me, Alexia," he hissed, "or it will only be worse for you." I felt a surge of fear and desperation course through me as I realized I was completely at his mercy. I knew I had to do something, but I was paralyzed with fear. Just then, out of the corner of my eye, I saw Ariel lean in to kiss Nathan. My heart sank as I realized she was still in on Derek's sick game. It was then that I heard Blair's voice in my head, urging me to fight back. I merged my voice with hers and let out a piercing scream. Suddenly, the ground shook beneath us, and I felt a surge of energy coursing through me. I used all my strength to push Derek off of me, and he stumbled back, stunned. Lord Derek and Ariel rushed to the corner of the room, their faces pale with fear. They knew they had been caught in the act and were scrambling to come up with a plausible excuse. As Lucian came rushing into the room, I could see the fear in Derek and Ariel's eyes. They knew they had been caught. Lucian, the royal beta, was a stern but fair man who commanded respect. "What is going on here?" demanded, his eyes flickering between the three of us. Derek and Ariel stuttered, trying to come up with a plausible excuse for why they had been in Nathan's room. But I knew the truth and I wasn't going to let them get away with it. "They were trying to rape me and Nathan," I said, my voice trembling with anger and fear. Lucian's expression hardened as he turned towards Derek and Ariel. "Is this true?" he asked, his voice cold and threatening. Derek tried to spin a web of lies, blaming everything on Ariel and claiming that he had no idea what was going on. Ariel, on the other hand, was dumbfounded, unable to speak. I could feel the tension in the room rising as Lucian probed deeper into the matter. My heart was pounding in my chest as I waited for his verdict. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, he turned towards me and spoke. "I believe you," he said, his voice firm and decisive. "Derek and Ariel, you will both be punished for your crimes. As for you, Alexia, you have shown courage and strength in standing up for yourself and Nathan. You will be rewarded for your bravery." I felt a sense of relief wash over me as Lucian spoke those words. I had stood up for myself and for Nathan, and it had paid off. As Derek and Ariel were led away to face their punishment, I couldn't help but feel a sense of satisfaction. Justice had been served, and I had played my part in making sure of that. "Guards, seize them." As Lucian ordered the guardians to collect Ariel and Derek, I couldn't help but feel a sense of relief. Justice would be served, and they would finally be held accountable for their actions. Lucian then turned towards me and spoke. "We will determine the truth after observing the camera footage. Nathan had requested for a hidden camera to be installed in this room just yesterday. It will reveal everything that happened here." I nodded, feeling a sense of gratitude towards Nathan for his foresight. He had known that something like this might happen, and he had taken steps to ensure that the truth would be revealed. "Thank you," I said softly, my voice barely above a whisper. As we waited for the camera footage to be reviewed, I couldn't help but think about how I had managed to summon an earthquake with my scream. It was a strange and powerful sensation, and I couldn't explain how it had happened. All I knew was that it had helped me in that moment. Lucian must have noticed the look of confusion on my face, for he asked, "What happened there? How did you manage to summon an earthquake with your scream?" I shook my head, still unsure of what had happened. "I have no idea. Maybe the moon goddess was helping me." Lucian nodded thoughtfully. "It's possible. The moon goddess is known to bless her followers with strength and power. You have shown great courage and strength in standing up for yourself and Nathan. Perhaps she was rewarding you for your bravery. The goddess also helps those in need." I smiled faintly, feeling a sense of comfort at his words. Maybe there was some higher power watching over me after all. As I woke up the next day, I found myself feeling a sense of unease. Nathan was not around, and I couldn't help but worry that something had happened. As a guardian led me to where Nathan and Lucian were, my heart was pounding with fear and anxiety. As I entered the room, I saw Nathan sitting there with a look of guilt on his face. "Alexia, I'm sorry for what my father did to you," Nathan said, looking up at me. I had no idea that things would turn out this way. My heart sank as I heard those words. I could see the pain and regret in his eyes, and I knew that he truly meant what he was saying. "It's okay, Nathan," I said softly. "It's not your fault. You did everything you could to protect me." Nathan then showed me the footage of what had happened in the room. It was clear proof that Ariel and Derek had tried to rape us. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, and I felt sick to my stomach at the sight of it. "I can't believe they would do something like this," I said, my voice trembling with anger and fear. "They deserve to be punished for what they've done." Nathan nodded in agreement. Lucian has already ordered the punishment, he said. We'll make sure that justice is served. As Lucian stepped forward, I felt a sense of comfort and security wash over me. We'll take good care of the pack, he said firmly, and we'll make sure that nothing like this ever happens again. Thank you so much, Lexi. I really appreciate it. He thanked me with so much sincerity in his tone. I also thanked Nathan and Lucian for their support and protection. You are welcome and thank you as well. As I left the room, I felt a sense of relief wash over me. With the support of his pack, I knew that I could face anything that came my way.